Good evening, friends, and welcome to Rowena May Inspired. My name is Kelly, and here's our pals, Mr. Wilby, Miss Pickles, and little baby Wilby Pickles. And I just decided I was going to jump on and we're going to just do a little live this Saturday evening. So come on in, friends. Say hello when you pop on so I know who's there. This is really casual tonight. I'm in my pajamas. I've got some water because I'm out of pop. And I'm going to eat this here Little Debbie Christmas tree. We're having ham for dinner. My husband asked me, like, I don't know, a little bit ago, what do we have for dinner? Or, you know, he says, when's that ham going to be ready? I'm like, I haven't even put the ham in the oven. So I said, I'm going to go craft. The ham will be done in about an hour and a half. It's one of those lovely spiral hams that Walmart has. I just wanted a ham. Ham sounded good. Hello, Miss Kathy. I'm bringing up my comments so I can see who's there. Hello, Miss Mary. Happy Saturday evening. Yeah, I just decided to go live. So I got to show you this. Well, I'll move my pals over here. Whoops. I'm eating a, hello, Miss Chris. I am eating a Little Debbie Christmas tree. You guys like these Christmas tree cakes? My husband doesn't really love them. So I'm like, well, good. Maybe they'll last longer. How are you doing, Miss Chris? Look at this stinking cute mug that one of my coworkers got me. Hello, Miss Julie. And look, she made it. She put wax in it. And it smells delightful. I don't know what the smell is. It's almost like, I don't know what it is. It's really good though. So we're going to light that up tonight because I had that going upstairs yesterday. Hello, Miss Gail. Happy Saturday. You guys, we're not going to get too crazy tonight with crafting. I cut some files on my laser. Just some really cute things that I found. Trying to figure out where I'm going to put this. Getting too many candles here. Isn't that cute? She's like, she knows how much I love dachshunds. Her niece actually has one. But these are a couple of ornaments that I painted up last night. I was working on these. Aren't those stinking cute? I just love these files that I've been finding. So there's those. And then I have all these really cute trees. I thought I was buying a file that had like 12 trees. But each file had, so when you cut it, there's the base part and then it's, you know, to bulk it up and give it dimension. So each of them has two pieces and there's actually 24. I thought I was getting 12. I haven't even got them all done yet. You notified mother? Well, thank you. Anyway, that's not what we're doing tonight. We're doing this stinky cute s'more. Look at this s'more ornament. This is an ornament, you guys. Look how big it is. It's huge. So we're going to make this look cute. It's like a little s'more snowman. Okay, so it's got like, this is like the cracker part of this is the, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. There's this nose, got a little holly, a little heart. I'm not sure. Let me look at, I brought my iPad down so I could look at the picture on Etsy because sometimes I have to refer to like, what is this part? I feel like it was like chocolate. It's like the chocolate bar. But the chocolate bar is runny, so that would make sense, right? It's just like melting chocolate. I guess if it's a s'more, you gotta have some chocolate, right? So that's probably what it is. I'm just like, there. I don't even know. Hold on. I don't think I even have Etsy on this iPad, so I'm gonna have to just bring up my thing. I think it's really cute too. It shouldn't take us that long to do. Of course. If it's on my phone, it would have been linked, but let me see. SVG file for laser cutting. So how's everybody's day today? Let me tell you about my day. Started out with, you guys saw you saw my two videos from my, from my estate sale escapade. That's what I call it, estate sale escapade. it was interesting. Okay, so the first house that I went to, it was this little tiny house. I was not expecting it to be such a tiny house. But it was cute. There wasn't a ton of stuff, but like I said, I got I got one of those biscuit, I don't know what it is. It's, you know how those things, I can't even describe it. It's not good. I'm not going to be able to describe it. Some kitchen things. A sifter, an old sifter. What else did I get? I got that Pyrex cup. Oh, right here. I think this is it. Well, here it is. Here's what the inspiration photo looks like. You see it? So it's the chocolate. So we're going to use some darker. Now, they don't actually paint these. I realized I was starting to look at these and I'm like, my teenage granddaughter loves the little Debbie Brownie trees. Oh, your estate sale, the one you had. Oh, yeah. So what I find with these are like AI. Like this is not painted by her. Like if you look closely, you can see where you're like, yeah, that's like fake. That's fake. But I still like it for inspiration. Anyway, so now we know. Crackers, chocolate. The arms could be a little bit different color of brown, I guess. Was the arms brown? Jeez, I didn't even look. So yeah, the first estate sale, I was like, oh, this is cute. I got a few things. I'm good. It wasn't a very big house, so it didn't take me very long to go through. I was probably there, you know. Oh yeah, they just painted the arms like almost black, I guess. I guess I could do that too. Let's start with... Maybe I should just stain these. Wait, no, I'll use Java. I'll use Java on as the cookies. I was gonna say the crackers. The cookies. We'll use that, and then we can always sand it down. We can lighten it up with a little lighter brown if we want to. But yeah, that first sale wasn't there very long. I hadn't even looked at the second sale. Like, I don't know. I guess I didn't really think I was gonna go. For one, I thought. The address I thought was, oh my gosh, my husband is on the phone with his daughters, and I told him right before I went live, I'm like, you need to simmer it down a little bit. He's been watching football, basketball. I'm like, you're a little loud. I just heard him say, oh my gosh, Sydney and Allie agree, which are his two daughters. So, I thought that this house was on the north side. So there's a street on the north side of town called Orchard, and this street was called Orchard, but it was like Orchard Place, I think. So Orchard Avenue and Orchard Place is clearly two different things. So I thought that I was gonna be on the north side of town, so I wasn't planning on going. So I'm like, I'm not gonna drive all the way across town. Just because I just didn't feel like it. Like I was like, but it looked like a good sale. So then I pulled up the address. I'm like, oh wait, no, this isn't on the other side of town. This is this is on my side of town. So, but then the other one, I was like, I'm not even gonna go to the. Now, I'm gonna use some nutmeg brown. We're gonna use that over that. That's probably what I should have used to begin with. That, hold on just a second. Blake! He's being so loud, you guys. It's like he's, and his daughter's talking to him now, so he's not gonna hear. Can you guys hear him? My gosh, I'm like, you don't have to scream into the phone. What the heck? What the heck? Oh, shoot. So anyway, if you didn't see my videos that I posted this morning, I left the first estate sale and I said I'm going to try to go to the second one. However, the sign or the posting said that it was a gorgeous home on Gogwak Lake, which is the bougie lake here in the city. But you have to take your shoes off in order to enter. And I was like, Now, for one, I was just like, are you serious? Like, usually, I mean, I've been in some bougie houses. I've been in a ton of houses on this lake for estate sales. A ton. We even have like, they have the island house, but then they have like some houses that are on a peninsula that are bougie, that they put the plastic on the carpet, like on the stairs. A lot of times those houses are kind of like really fancy, so it's like marble floors and stuff like that, but I've never seen where they say you have to take your shoes off in order to enter. But like I said, when I finally found it, because my first time trying, I turned where she had her sign out by the road, or on the main road, and I turned down that way. But then my GPS started to take me back out to the main road. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm not sure why it's doing this. And then it ended up taking me way down the road, and it took me down by the country club, which then took me on a private lane, and it said, you have arrived. And it was the same road, but now that I think about it, I have a feeling that the house was right, and that's why there was no parking. I think, if I had to guess, that house where you ended up, I told you that when I finally found it and you went to pull up, and she had no parking on this side of the street. You had to park on this side. And it was in front of this house that was very like scary looking. I was like, that's the house? And then there were so many no parking signs. Like, I was almost overwhelmed. It was like, no parking, no parking, no parking, no parking. Because a lot of times when she has her estate sales, she will, to avoid congestion with people parking on both sides of the street, they'll have one side of the street so you don't park on it. So that everybody's parking on the same side of the street. Because some of those streets are so skinny, you won't be able to get a car through. People are on both sides. And I know this is taking me forever, but I'm just trying to get a better color here. Maybe I should just flip these here. Let me just flip these over. I should have just done that to begin with. Let me get this lighter color on here to begin with. Yeah, that's much better. So I looked over when I was over here staring at this house, like, is that the house? I'm not going to that house. But then I look over, because I'm getting ready to turn, just kind of go around this way, and I look over and I'm like, no, the house that has the estate sale, because it says they have certain signs in the front of the yard. I saw it and I was like, so I have a feeling that I was by the house, but up above on the other side, where that wasn't where you were supposed to be, obviously coming, but because it said I was at the house, but I'm thinking, no, I think I was just on the other side, because the street sign was a private lane to the actual street that the house was on. So I don't know, you guys. I was like, I am not. Was it like the Munsters house? There was like trees all around it, and it was one of those, like, that lake has a lot of different kind of homes. Like, sometimes they're like really contemporary. Sometimes they're like the Frank Lloyd Wright homes, those old, flat top, my aunt and uncle's house is kind of like, is like that. It's like I don't know if it's actually a Frank Lloyd Wright, like maybe inspired house. I don't know. It's funny because where my Aunt Anita and my Uncle Robin live was the house that my Uncle Mike, my mom's oldest sister, her husband, that's where he grew up. His dad was a dentist in Athens, all right, I like that much better. That's much better. Where Mother lives, and, oops, hold on. I put Wilby in the gang on top of my cup for my paintbrushes, and I didn't have a place to put it. You've never been to a sale where you had to take your shoes off, just put flipping plastic down. I know. I thought it was crazy. I was like, but then, like, you couldn't. So the parking was on this side of the road, and literally, like, the road you came down. There was all these cars parked already, like, right, like in a row, and then you would have had to walk past all these cars and then walk down another part of the road which, I mean, wasn't like it was a mile down the road. It was just like right there, but it was like there was no parking on either side of that. And I don't know if that was because it was kind of, it was like a dead end. So maybe that's why they're like, we don't want people parking down here either. But I'm just like, okay, this is just too much. There's just too many signs. Because there was all the no parking signs. But I wish that I would have seen that. Because I would have asked the gal who owns the company while I was there. I would be like, what's up with all this, you know, need to take shoes off? And she would have told me. She would have told me what's up with it. All right, let's go back to this chocolate and go in with the Java now, because that's probably... Hello, Miss Jenna. How are you, friend? So, yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting, to say the least, because I was just like, nah, this is too much work. And honestly, I never looked at the pictures. And the bad part is, if you don't look at the pictures before the sale ends, like on the site, it's gone. Like at 3 o'clock today, when the sale ends, the whole listing disappears. So you can't even go back and look and see, like, what did they have? I don't know. She's been having a lot of sales on that lake lately. I don't know if people are just moving, people are dying. I don't know. People are dying. I hope not. Maybe I'll have to look up the ad people who live. You ever do that? Am I the only one who does that? Looks up to see who lives in the house. Who lives in this house? You almost went to that sale? You should have. They told me about it. I think she had one more. She had 3 sales this weekend. I think the other one was the other one maybe in Galesburg? I don't know. I wasn't going to go. Galesburg is a little ways. I mean, it's probably like, I don't know, about 20 minutes west of here. I really wasn't. I don't know. I haven't been really going to a lot of sales lately. I don't know. I feel like on the weekends, I just want to sleep in and not get up. And I'm kind of that one person that's like, if I'm going to go to the sale, I'm going to get up and get there. Like this one I went to this morning, it was like, I don't know, I didn't get there till 10, so it was already an hour in, and there was only a couple cars there, so I'm like, oh, this must not be a very good sale if there's not a lot of people coming back for, you know, the day 3. Didn't have a ton of things, but hello, Mother. Hello, Miss Debbie. How are you, friend? You guys, we are painting a little snowman s'more ornament. It's not very little. This is the actual size of the file. When I cut it, I was like, that thing's huge. Look how big this. Whoa! Shut off. Look how big this is. This is like, it's huge. As big as my head. All right. I must take a break. And Mother, I'm eating a Little Debbie Christmas tree cake. We haven't had dinner yet. We're having ham. It's in the oven. You know what happened last year when we had ham? I'll never forget that. Because my husband insists on that. We put the glaze on the ham, right? So this one has brown sugar. It's got the little glaze, the little dry glaze, and you add water or whatever you do to it. I don't know. It's kind of got up this long list. I'm like, can we just sprinkle it on and call it good? It says something about fanning it out and getting it all in the layers. I'm like, oh my goodness. I just want to eat ham. I don't need it to be all glazed and brown sugared and all that stuff. They had one ham at Walmart that had salted caramel. Ew. Why do our hams have to be so bougie? Can we just have a nice little ham? So, Miss Kathy, what happened last year is he put the glaze on the ham, and then he went to put the ham back in the oven, and he accidentally hit the door, and guess what? The glaze all went into my oven. That oven sat with glaze on the door for I don't even know how long, until I finally was like, I have to clean this oven because the glaze is baked on the door of my oven. I don't really like salted caramel anyway. But all right, here's our graham crackers. Here's our chocolate. We'll put those aside. Now, Let me flip. Let's do our little parts here. Little parts. And then we'll come back to painting him. Yeah, I was not happy. So now this time when we get ready to do it, I'm going to be like, let me do it, please. Okay, I'm going to take some, get low on Pueblo. I'm going to take some Pueblo and do the nose. Yeah, so, okay, what did I do after that? Oh, my sister and I, we went halvesies. Halvesies. There's a gal that we both, know that she was going through things and destashing. And my sister goes, "Did you see that bin of greenery?" She had like a big bin of greenery, and I said, "I did." And so I said, "I'll message her." But I couldn't see everything in the bin, so I'm like, she wanted $20 for the bin. My sister's like, "Well, I'll go half with you, so $10. I'm like, okay. But I kind of wanted to get an idea of what really was in the bin because you couldn't see a whole lot, right? You missed the beginning. Did you cut the little guy out yourself? I did. I cut him out. It's a file I bought. I did not create it. I love to find some really cute files, and I showed them. I'll show you. I did these last night. This is the same. I think this is the same. I think these two are the same. All the snowmen that I've been doing, these are the same creator. She has such cute stuff. I did these, and I will be posting the manger. I've got that recorded and ready. Wait, did I post it? I did post it. I posted it. It's out. I did post it. All right, so remember I did a joy one, but I did another joy one. Look at this brown one. Isn't that cute? I bet my sister would love that one. I think I'm going to do like a little flash sale on a bunch. Oh man, did I not glue this in, or did I never glued that in. That's hilarious. I haven't finished these actually because I haven't put hangers on them, but look at these. These are like little, they could be used as ornaments. This is the same. I just found that I never glued the trees in. Look at this one, the trees. I feel like these are just so stinking cute. And then there's more. But wait, there's more. There's a Santa. I love him. Several years ago when I baked my last turkey will ever bake, I took it out of the oven and the aluminum pan folded. Oh no, and juice went. Oh, okay, there's one more. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's Rudolph. I forgot it's Rudolph. Look at Rudolph. Isn't he cute? I just love this creator. Now, I forgot about these, and I gotta go put these on my tree. You guys, I finally got my tree up today. Look at these little cutie patooties. I got an ornament for Edna. Got an ornament for Espen. And I got an ornament for Edgar. And of course, Edgar's blue, and Espen's maize and blue, and then my favorite color is purple, which, if you look closely, I ordered some Stick Fast. Have you ever used Stick Fast? So these are gonna go on my tree because I just put my tree up today. Finally, I got my tree up. So yeah, those are kind of the things I've been working on. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do like a little flash sale to see if anybody's interested in any of these things I've been making, because I don't need to really keep them all. I mean, I could throw some of these on my tree, but my tree's pretty full. It's pretty full. Well, hello, Miss Christy. How are you? Happy Saturday. So we're using Folk Art Lipstick Red. We're going to use that on our little berries, our little holly berries, and our heart. I'm kind of like creature of habit with these colors. I just use the same colors all the time for these. I don't know. I just like these colors. So let's see. I went to this. Oh, so I went to this house. I'm not going to say anything I'm not going to say too much, right? Because that's, but this person that we got this stuff from, yeah, I just will keep it at that because no one knows the person except for me and, well, Mother knows, and my sister. So the person that we got this stuff from, they have this like $1 million home. Literally, if you look it up, it's like the estimate of, like in the Zillow's estimate or whatever, it's like $1 million. And I never really actually been to their home. I just knew where their home was at. because it's kind of in a subdivision that has a lot of those, and it's not on the lake, because it's not on the lake. It's probably about 14 minutes from here, and I know that because when I put the address in, it's like 14 minutes. I'm like, oh, that's not so bad, because I didn't really know how far it was away. Because I think the only time I've ever really been by it is when I was going to estate sales in that area, and I was like, oh, that's where they live. You dropped a pan of lasagna, Miss Denise. Oh my God. I would be so sad if I dropped after doing all that. Because lasagna, like, okay, if you dropped a turkey, you'd be like, oh my gosh, pick the turkey up. We're going to have to just make sure there's no dog hair on it and just go on, right? Because what are you going to do? But lasagna, there's no coming back from that, right? There's no coming back from that. Especially if it's just like... Oh, wait, what'd you say? Hello, Miss Julie. How are you? You should make some of those for the kids. Which ones? The 4 that or the dog bones? Just kidding. Put the kids' names on the dog bones, Mom? Is that what you're saying? Oh, shoot. So anyway, back to the house. So I get to their house, and I'm just driving back to it, and I'm just like, it's got like one of those like circle drives in the front. It's got like brick stamped concrete up the steps. It's got a front porch. You guys ever watch Barb from the Shabby Tree and look at her house? This is the level of house I'm talking. Barb from the Shabby Tree's got it going on. Her and her hubby, they got it going on. That house is gorgeous. All right, we're gonna use, I want holly branch. And that's exactly a Christmas green or holly branch. Aluminum pans aren't as strong as they are. Yeah, it used to be sad. Or you gotta like double them up. Let me see here. Christmas. I bet you these look the exact same. Actually, this holly branch is a little bit darker. I'll use that. Anyway, as I walk up, I'm looking at how she has all this stuff. It's already just beautifully decorated. I'm like, oh, just like, I can't even describe it. But the front doors to their house are those big, huge front doors where you open and welcome to Cribs, you know? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Like that style, welcome to Cribs, you know, MTV, if you know what I'm talking about. When the celebrities have their big houses and they open the doors, welcome to Cribs. Well, that's it. So I knocked on the door. I could hear dogs barking, right? And I was like, I know they're here. She told me she's here. So I knocked. They didn't. So the thing is, they didn't have a doorbell. I was like, where's the doorbell? Because we live in the country, you don't really need a doorbell. I don't know. So I knocked. The dogs barked. I knocked again. The dogs came to the door. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to knock one more time. And then finally, I'm sure she was thrilled because her little guy, like, opened the door. I'm thinking, I said, is your mom here? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe she wouldn't have been thrilled that you just opened the door. But, I mean, it's better than, like, the neighbor over here who wouldn't open the door and they had teeth. This was a little kid. He's probably like, I don't know, 8. Maybe, yeah, he's probably 8. Roughly. Over here, these teenagers were like, we're not opening the door. She looks like she's going to be an axe murderer. Oh, shoot. Anyway, house is gorgeous. I was just like looking around like, oh my gosh, really? This is how the bougie live. This is how the bougie. So we got a bin. Let me tell you what we got in this bin. There were, I think, 13. Need to put, oh yeah, definitely. I always do that. If you, the aluminum pans, put them on the cookie sheet. Yes. Was that mother that gave that suggestion? Much easier to get in and out. Yes. And you don't have to worry about it. For sure. That is a great tip. So there were 13 of these like swag, kind of like pick. They look like I had a pick on them, but they were like greenery, different kinds of greenery, and it had berries in it. It was like, and then it had like a red bow. Each of them had a red bow. There were 13 of them, and most of them still had tags, and they came from Michael's. Then there were 2 wreaths that she had taken, like a wreath, and then she had like a velvet ribbon tied between the 2. And then, all right, let's set those aside and then go into our painting our this little guy. Okay, I better get a new one just in case. What else were there? There was a whole bunch of pics. Basically, her and I split everything. I was like, I'd ask her, do you want this? No, I don't think I use it. Okay, I'll put it in my craft stuff, you know, and then, but we split pretty much everything else. We even had, she had 2. She had 2. Now, I would have thought that she had bought 2 because she had the front door, right? Because she had big, huge, beautiful wreaths on the front doors, like 2 of them. And I thought, well, maybe she had these bells. They were like the grapevine, look like bells from, oh, I have them here. I'll grab them real quick. And show you. So there was 2 sets. I'll show you 2 things that I don't know. I don't have everything over here. But she had 2 sets of these, right? This one never had the tag taken off it. Whoops, right here. So, I think these are Hobby Lobby. Yeah, Hobby Lobby. So she never took the tag off this one, but the other one had the tag off it. So there were 2 of them, so my sister and I both got one. I mean, this right here is $14.99, so you figure probably $7.50 because it was probably half off when she bought it. Because, you know, usually the Christmas comes in at half off anyway. Isn't there a thing that can tell you? Oh, this says 2011, you guys. Do you think she has had it that long? She may have. And then she had 2 of these. Now, I thought maybe these were on like the front door as well. This fancy stuff. So Katie and I both, we each took one. We're like, so for $10, I mean, those 2 things right there. Those are just the 2 things. That's what makes the best holiday memories. What, dropping things? Is that what you're saying? Dropping your food? That's funny. Yeah, so I went and got that. And then, what color do we want to do our marshmallow? How about, I don't know, if Endless Shore. This is my new paint. Let me see about my new paint. It's kind of like, maybe it'll make the marshmallow look a little toasty instead of being so stark white. Let's see. This is my Silk all-in-one mineral paint. Yeah, let's use this. We'll just take it right off the lid. So my sister was supposed to come over and get her stuff, but she didn't make it over here. She must have got lazy. She said, I'll come over tomorrow. I said, okay, it's here. My son came over and fixed my dryer. Oh, thank goodness I have a son who can do that. Aren't those cool? Those are really cool. And we both got one, you know, like, all right, I'm going to do this outside and then I'll get closer to the edge. I try not to, when I do these, I try to, you can use like a sponge if you're ever doing like cut or painting laser stuff so you don't get it over on your side. And if you do, you can usually take your finger and like wipe it, or take a wipe and wipe it real quick, then it'll, because the edges of your, you know, where your cut is, it's like the dark, where the lasers hit it, it's dark brown. Dark brown. And I try to keep it nice. So anyway, so then my son came over. I started putting my tree up. Got my tree up. I kind of did it in like, you know, like, okay, get all the fall down and take it to the kitchen, because the kitchen is like, the bar is like right before you come down the stairs. So if I take everything to the kitchen, I can bring the bins up into the kitchen and just put everything in there, bring it down. I only have one bin of fall. I was about to ask about the dryer. Yeah. Wait, she was finished putting up her... You got a brand new laundromat right down the street. Well, I was prepared to go back this week if I had to, because my little Ellie Lou, she's been sick. She's on the mend now, but she's been sick. She's got a UTI, poor little thing. And some other something or other that caused her to have a really bad rash. Well, my son said that they put her on antibiotics, and I said, now wait, did they put her on a penicillin? Because my dad, myself, and my son are all allergic to penicillin. I said, Colin, the rash is what you got when we realized that you had an allergy. And he's like, oh, he goes, they didn't give her that. I said, okay, well, I just wanted to make sure, but you need to make sure that you share that information, because if history's going to repeat, she will be generation 4 of the penicillin allergy. So anyway, he said she was a little fussy today, but she's doing better. So, Mother, they won't be at church tomorrow because EY's sick too. She didn't sound good either when he was talking to her on the phone. She did not sound well. So, got a little crud. Got the crud. But I'm just glad she's doing better. But a UTI, that's not, poor little thing. I know. Poor little thing. She needs to get healthy for Christmas. She's got to get healthy for Christmas. All right, let's go right along there. Up there. So then we had some guys come over today. Did I tell you we got Christmas? Okay, we got Christmas lights. We got these bougie lights. A lot of the people, well, not a lot, but there's quite a few houses around here that have these lights. I don't know if they're the same brand, but they kind of look, I don't know. They attach on your, like, underneath, like in your soffit. Really nice. But we had this guy come over, and him and his friend came over and hooked them up, and they're really nice. You can control them from your phone, so there's like an app. There's an app for that. Hello, Miss Rita. How are you? You missed the beginning. Did you go to the bougie sale? Well, I did not go to I did not end up going to the one where you had to take your shoes off, because it was just too, I gotta look up and see who lives there. I really do. I gotta see this. I gotta see the story behind all this. See, it's this bougie person who can't park anywhere near the house. I'm surprised they didn't bust you in like with blindfolds on, like witness protection. Like you can't see where this house is actually at. Like, hello, Miss Dawn. How are you guys? We're painting this gigantic s'more snowman. He's so stinking cute. All right, let me dry him. I think I'm really gonna like this color, this Endless Shore. I know, I decided to go live because I said earlier today when I recorded that thing, my husband's like, "Are you recording in your car again?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I can't wait for the insurance to find out." I'm like, "Are you calling them?" Like, I'm not touching my phone. It's in the holder. I'm just talking. I do that anyway. Oh shoot! Gives me something to do. It's boring driving around this blindfolds, right? I mean, it's like, yeah, I was gonna say something totally bad, so I can't say it. Oh shoot, I was gonna compare it to something, but that was not a good comparison, so we won't do that. Oh shoot! All right, I'm just touching it up a little bit here and there, touching it up, and I'm just kind of going wonky. So I like that it's not white, because, you know, it's a little toasty s'more. Quite a few people in Marshall have had a company. Yes! I know, he is the phone police. He's judging me an awful lot. He's just judging an awful lot. Whoops. Yeah, so I'm so excited because he had him rigged up with maize and blue, so he had sections of maize and blue because Michigan was playing basketball earlier. So he's like, I'm gonna put it on Michigan colors while they're playing. Your sunflower apron just slipped off the back of you. Oh, it did, didn't it? I didn't put that on tonight. I'm in my, you guys, whenever you see this little sweatshirt, it's the sweatshirt that I wear around the house because usually I'm cold. So usually when I put my pajamas on, and then I put my sweatshirt on because I'm cold, and that's usually the time I come down here in the craft room, like to record the, do try that a little more, the Advent. The day of the Advent, I'll come down. Well, hello, Miss Linda from Pensacola. Really? Oh, wait. Usually type 2 replay. I bought one of those controllers. Oh, awesome! Awesome! I'm so excited. I just love those little guys. They are so, the little, the potatoes. The little potatoes. Oh my gosh, that was so fun. All right. So what do you guys think? Should I paint his arms black or should I just paint it Java? What do you think? I could do black. So this is what, I mean, I'm going to sand these, of course, but it's going to be something like this. You guys see? I can't see the bottom of my screen, so I don't know if you guys can see that. Which, I mean, it's the bottom of my screen, which is the top of the craft. It's going to be like this. So I think the heart's going to be like down here like this or something like that. And then, of course, there's a little nose. I love the color. And then we can put this, I don't know, wherever. I'm going to get some, I'm going to give him a little scarf. You always have a jacket on in your house? Yeah. Look how sneaky cute this is. Now, this should have been. Maybe I should make this the brown to match. We can change that. I just was just going with it, but maybe we should do that. So what about his arms? Should we do his arms black just to be different? Let's just do them black. Let's just do them black. Right here. We got some rich black. So guys came into the lights. They were here for quite a while. Tree time. Has anybody bought any of these trees yet? These little Debbie Christmas trees? It's like something you must do at Christmas time. I just feel like you must. Because if you don't get them in the beginning of the season, they're going to be gone. You're going to look for them and they'll be gone. They're gone. There's a little Debbie Christmas tree cult. They snatch all of the boxes and then there's nothing left. I'm looking for a small paintbrush. I only got like 55 million over here. Just looking for the right one. You looked at them. Brown looks like tree limbs. So does black look like? What does black look like on a s'more? Like I burnt his burnt. I don't know. It's a s'more. So maybe black looks better. Is that what you're saying? Like I don't know. We're going with black. I think that's what it looked like she used. For one, it's really easy to paint this guy because he's so big. Sometimes the little parts are hard to paint. Well, I've looked at the boxes several times. I even asked my husband one day, do you want some little Debbies? I don't think he likes little Debbies. You know what, I mean, as in these, the trees. You know what he loves? Can't even keep, and he'll buy a whole big old box of them from Sam's Club, are the Nutty Bars. He'll buy the Nutty Bars and then put them in the freezer and then eat them. You never had, Miss Rita, you've never had a little Debbie? Oh my gosh. It's like white cake with frosting. See, so it's got the little, I even have little acrylic earrings my friend caught on her laser. See, it's just like the white cake with the, or yellow cake, I guess, with the little white, delightful. So good. I just opened the box right before I came down. Like, some's got to tide me over until my ham's done. Till the ham's done. I gotta see. Excuse me. Ugh. So I was sad this week that Law and Order and Law and Order SVU were not on. What's up with that? They on winter break or something? Matlock was on. Miss Kathy, did you ever get to finish watching Matlock? Miss Kathy said she was trying to watch Matlock, and it cut off on her. So I could watch that. FBI wasn't on this week. I'm like, we got to watch Survivor, because that was on, but like everything. Oh, thank you. But, oops. But none of my other shows are back on yet. I'm like, come on. All right. Dry up our little arms. He's so cute. So stinking cute. What other file did I buy? I feel like I bought 1, 2, 3. I bought more files than that. What did I buy? Oh, I bought this one. I don't have one over here. I gotta work on those. They're little, they're ornaments, but they're snowflakes, and you can personalize them. So I'm gonna do some personalizing. I don't want to say who I'm personalizing them for, but nobody on here. But it's not on DirecTV demand like they said. Ugh, rude. Very rude. All right, let's get some sandpaper and do some sanding here. Let's start with our nose. You know I gotta distress all the things. I really like, on these ornaments that I did right here, I really like, if you look closely, I really distressed them. Look at the scarf. You see the scarf? It's even got little distress lines in it. I just think it's so cute. I had fun with these. Sometimes I just sit down here and watch my shows, or actually what I was watching while I was doing that is there's a new series, it's like a 4-episode thing on Sean Combs, you know, P. Diddy, Tool. I almost wish, no, I shouldn't say it. I was like, I almost wish, you know, like when you're in prison and you get shanked. He needs a good shank. He's evil. He is just pure evil. Like, I mean, I know all the things with, you know, obviously the video with Cassie, the girl he was dating, that he's just evil, though. I am fully convinced, after watching 2 of the 4 episodes, I've only watched 2, I'm fully convinced that he is probably the ringleader in the deaths of Tupac and Biggie Smalls. If you don't know who they are, they were rappers in the 90s. They were both murdered. And I'm convinced he produced Biggie Smalls. And I'm convinced that he was at the... And he was so generous that when Biggie was killed, that he threw the biggest funeral in New York that he could throw using Biggie's own money. So he made it look like he was being this great person we're gonna throw him, you know, the best funeral. He used the money that he owed him instead of the money that would have went to his mother or his wife. I don't know if they were still married at the time, but whoever, to his family. I'm like, what a creep. He was a user. He was such a user. Oh my gosh. And then I'm glad he finally got busted. I wish he would have been charged with more than what he is charged with. But if you ever watch this, you're just going to be like, I know a lot of the story because I've watched there's other documentaries where the women that were abused by him told stories. So to hear this side, because a lot of this stuff was about, a lot of these stories were about people in the industry that worked with him in the industry, like, yeah, you know, that saw things firsthand. And I guess they're like, what do I got to lose now? I mean, I don't know. He probably have you shanked too. You better be careful. Like, just an awful person. Awful. Like, I don't know how you live with yourself. Like, to be that awful of a person. It's almost like he doesn't have any regard for anyone but himself. Even his mother. There was one time that the one guy that was kind of part of his little entourage that worked with him said that he even hit his mother once. I'm like, really? Yes, you finally caught me live. So awesome. That's so great to have you here. We're painting and crafting this little s'mores snowman. So stinking cute. And I'm going on a tangent about P. Diddy right now. Sean Combs. I don't even want to address him by his stupid names he calls himself. He's a turd. He's a turd. And he's supposedly in prison for 50 months, but you know, he'll probably get out on good behavior or something, you know, whatever. Head in somebody's pocket. He even got busted once for trying to pay off somebody to say that, you know, the gun that was found in the vehicle was that person, and not his. He's like, I'll give you $1 million if you say this gun is yours. Some of these people were like, okay, so you're willing to go to jail for him because he's got deep pockets. Okay. It's probably not even his money, right? It's money he's scheming from somebody else. I don't know. He's just a... Ugh. And he would do things like, apparently he would, you know, there would be like other rappers, and I mean, he's almost like asking for trouble. He would know like that this woman was seeing somebody, you know, that was another rapper, and he'd be like going and hitting on this girl, trying to get her. And I'm like, you're just asking for trouble when you're like, what? I'm surprised he hasn't ended up, you know, a victim of that. But my husband is having a deep conversation with his daughter. I can hear him. He doesn't have any regard for anybody. Like I said, not even his own mother. I mean, I think she's no longer with us now, but she was kind of he learned, and his dad, he never really had much to do with his dad. I don't think his mom and dad were his dad was murdered, but he was a gangster, drug dealer and gangster in New York. So, I mean, he was yeeks. And I said, that's what he thinks okay, hold on. I think I'm going to, before I sand the black, I'm going to sand the marshmallow so we don't get black all over. I mean, it kind of he could look a little toasty that way, right? See, I hit it a little bit right there. I want to get that. I'm just going to do the edges. And we might end up painting this top part. But yeah, I'm invested now. I gotta watch the last 2 episodes. I didn't realize that it was a new thing. I thought it was the one I'd watched before, where they had the women, where they kind of told the whole story about how he got to where he, but this is totally different. These are different people. It's just awful. And I did not know this, but when Biggie Smalls first came on the scene, you know, as a rapper, him and Tupac, okay, because there's that, I don't know if you guys know this, but there was like this East Coast, West Coast rivalry. So Biggie and Ding Dong there were in New York, and Tupac and like Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, and they were all in California. So there's that East Coast, West Coast kind of, supposedly that whole, you know, rivalry. You didn't get a notification? Oh my gosh, rude. You gotta maybe check those and make sure they're on. They get shut off. So when Biggie Smalls first came on the scene, him and Tupac were friends. But Puff Daddy didn't like, or I don't want to call him that. Sean Combs did not like that because he discovered him. He's like, you're mine. Like he was jealous. Like you can't be friends with him. You have to be friends with me. And so then he almost was like, it's like he turned Biggie against Tupac, and then that whole rivalry, and then they both end up dead, and then he is still alive. I'm like, you are something else, dude. You are just something else. Maybe there didn't even need to be a rivalry, right? Like, why did there have to be? I mean, can't they all rap? Like, what's the problem? Like, pretty sure there's room for everyone. Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, I thought that was insane. Insane. Because this looks so cute. These little distressing guys. We're going to do his little arms, and then we're going to start putting him together. Start putting all the pieces to the puzzle together. So I went to Dollar Tree today. Gone are the days of going to Dollar Tree and spending like $10 and getting 10 items. This is what I got. I said in my video I needed to go and get batteries, right? Because I wanted to get some batteries for my candles, which I gotta find those. I know I have them in a bag somewhere. So I have candles like this right here. These right here. I have 2 of them sitting right here. These are timered, and you put like 2 AA's, and I have little plastic or rubber, whatever, window, kind of like suction cups to the window. So they can stick to the in the windows, because I don't necessarily have windowsills in all my windows. So anyway, so I went to Dollar Tree to get batteries. I needed to stock up. I got a good deal there. 20 batteries, 20 AA batteries for $3, because they have the 8-packs for $1.50. We went to Dollar Tree the other day and didn't find squat. I know. Did you notice how they were getting rid of a lot of, for some reason, at least here, they were getting rid of a bunch of craft supplies. They hit for $1.50 and 50 cents. I saw a bin today that it looked like it had a bunch of hair stuff in it. I wasn't even looking, but I really don't need anything. I was going for batteries. All right, there's our arms. Got our arms all distressed. Try to get that edge right there. So I got some AA's and some AAA batteries for the $3. I was like, well, that's a pretty good deal. I don't think I've ever been in a shop. Just got one thing I went for. So I went for batteries. What else did I end up getting? Ooh. Hold on, I gotta wipe that down. You can see where I got, probably from my hand. Let's see. Get a spot that I didn't just wipe on that. There we go. You can see where I kind of looking sooty. What did I buy before? Oh, I got sucked into these really cool, like 10-pack of these lights that are timered. I get sucked in when there's a timer on it. But there's a 10-pack, and they have like they're like candles, and they have the little clips. You can clip them on the tree branches. There was 10 of them, and I have a smaller tree. And I'm like, I could put this on my tree, and they're timered. $7. That was probably not a good choice. It was probably a really bad choice. But they were stinking cute. They were stinking cute. So I did get those. And then I did get 2 little, you guys, this is cute. I did get 2 packs of, like, you know, the little 10 of the fairy lights. I got a couple more of those. I like having those. What sides are you having with your hand? Miss Chris, I don't even know. Possibly nothing. You know, possibly just having ham. I don't. We're weird. We're so weird like that. I do have some potatoes. But you know, last night for dinner, you guys, I'm using some B7000. Last night for dinner, I made where you take the like Polish sausage or kielbasa or whatever, and my husband likes me to just leave it in the ring form, like just leave it, take it out of the package, and throw it on the throw it on the sheet pan. He just likes it like that. I don't know why I can't chop it up. Why can't I just chop it up? Nope, he likes it like that. And then potatoes, like take some smaller potatoes and quarter them up, and you know. All right, I have these little handy dandy little guys from, I probably could, hold on. Let me get this in place and then throw the little guy in here to hold it, because sometimes these slide a little bit when they're setting up. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, oops, I have a little overhang of glue in the back. I'm going to plug in my glue gun, and I'm going to probably put a little bit of hot glue. He made cabbage and sausage and potatoes. It's so good. I don't know that he likes like cooked cabbage. Oh, you know I don't like cooked cabbage. Well, I take it back. As long as it's not sauerkraut. My dad used to make some really good cooked cabbage, actually. He would do like the cabbage steaks. Mother remembers. I think she had an incident once. It didn't go well with the cabbage. She had an incident. She was very sick after eating his cabbage. Because I think he used to put like, I don't know, he slathered like in grease. It was probably the most unhealthy thing ever. So anyway, we had onions, potatoes, and the sausage. And I just put some like salt, pepper, what else? Some garlic powder, some onion powder. A little bit of, I don't know, maybe some Lowry's. You didn't really need much more salt because you already fried cabbage and bacon is good. So my dad he didn't fry it. He did it like, what do they call it? Cabbage steaks. So they look like you cut the cabbage so they're like chunks. Like, I mean, like looks like a slab of cabbage. Okay, I'm gonna hold these on here like that, you guys, so they don't slide. Mom said she never ate it again. I remember she was so sick. I don't know what it was though that made her so sick, but clearly it did not agree with her. She was so sick. He loved doing that though. It's funny, the quirky, the meals or whatever that he, of course he would get the cabbage from a local farmer who grew the cabbage and then like made the whole town smell like farts because the cabbage fields smell like farts. It's just gross. And then when the cabbage rots, it's really bad farts. It's really, ask Mom. They still have it. What does he grow it for? He grows it for a big company. I don't know, but like a big company. He did them either in the oven or... Yeah, I think he liked to do them on the grill. I remember that. He liked to do them out on the grill. He would do them outside. Oh, shoot. That was too funny. And he would add bacon to it as well. He'd have the bacon. He got those cabbage heads that were as big as a basketball. They were huge. That farmer would just come along and give him some cabbage, and he thought he'd won the lottery. Speaking of winning the lottery, some lady in Portage, which is in Kalamazoo, she's 79 years old. She spent $20 on a Mega Millions ticket, and she won $3 million. She won $1 million, but it was the multiplier, the 3 multiplier. She says she thinks she'll just, what did she say? Invest it or save it or something. I'm like, lady, go on a vacation. I don't know. I don't know what she said. Her husband was the one who read the ticket because I told my husband about it. He's like, she married? Because I'll take one for the team. Oh, lordy Lou. He's something else. He's something else. I said, yes. Actually, her husband was the one who read the ticket and said, dear, I think you won $1 million. And that's when they realized, oh, but it's the multiplier or whatever. So anyway. So that was exciting. I mean, all right. I'm going to put our little nose right there. You guys, this is so stinking cute. Now, I think before we go any further, oh, I just glued everything down and didn't even wait for the hot glue. Well, we're just going to have to let it ride. We'll have to be really careful. I want to get something for a little scarf around her neck. Him. What do we want to use? Do we want to do like a buffalo check? I always like to see what they use in their little AI picture. What did the AI picture use? Let's see. I don't know if they even did they? Oh, they used like a gray. Oh, you know what they did? They didn't even use this. They used a gray one, and then they used like a little bit of green, like real greenery. And see, the heart's different too. I think this picture is totally different. This heart is different. It's a smaller heart. But they use a little rusty bell. That's cute. But maybe I'll use some buffalo checks. They use some buffalo check. All right, let me look up. I'm just looking at my wall of ribbon to see if I can find something I might want to use, and I'll go up and snip it and bring it right back. Hold, please. Oh, hum-de-dum. What do we have up here on the wall? We have a lot of options. Some good ones, too. Hold on, this one's almost gone. I don't think this is long enough. This is a cute one. Hold on, I'll bring it down. This is a really cute one. This was the last of this one. Look at this one. It's really cute. Let me see if I don't know if it's long enough. Let's see. May not be long enough. No, it's not gonna. I was thinking maybe if I could just get it to kind of be like this, we could do something else. Alyssa Marcine, bite your tongue. It's my stepdaughter saying she heard Cooper is coming in 2 months. That's the imaginary dog that my husband thinks he's getting. It's imaginary because it doesn't exist yet. Oh, Lord. He puts her up to this. I know he does, because they're 2 peas in a pod. All right, you guys, I'm looking at something else. Okay, here's a better one. I love that one, but we don't have enough of it, I don't think. But here's kind of a similar one. But it's blackened. Look at this one. This is a good one. Look at her, she laughs. All right, I like this one, but we'll save that one. We'll put that back up on the ring. This one's a cool one, though. We'll do this one. I cut it super long just because the way I have my ribbon wall, they're attached. I can't. I can't take them down. All right, let's just do a little twisty twist. So you're not talking to your dad anymore because he's quiet now. So it must be you guys are done with your conversation because he's very quiet, which is odd for him. Oh, my poor son. Our laundry room is not big, right? It's a laundry room with a half bath, right? So there's a toilet and a sink in there, which we don't use because you can barely get your legs. We're gonna redo that bathroom. Is Blake getting his daughter to do? Oh, of course. They're 2 peas in a pod. Let me tell you. I just cut that wrong. Just totally cut that wrong. There we go. I knew as soon as I cut it, let me do it again because I got a good angle there. What was I saying? Oh, my poor son. That's what I was saying. When he went to put the dryer back in the spot where it goes, he's like, how did we do this when you moved in? Because where the dryer's at, where the vent, you know, like hooks in behind the dryer, you have to push the dryer back and get the vent hooked up, and then like you got to get out of the way, but there's a wall. There's a wall and there's the washer. So my son, you guys have seen my son, he's not small. He's back behind there, and I'm like, are you gonna be able to get out? So we get him out. Look at him, you guys. We gotta put a face on him, of course. He's stinking cute. But we get him out. I say we, it's like him and I. Get him out, and then, what do you know? The dryer, the vent is, he has it hooked to the wall, but the part that's hooked to the back of the dryer comes loose. He's like, it came loose. I said, let me go. Let me climb in. So I had to climb up on my washer. We lifted the lid to the washer because the lid is glass, like it's clear, you know, smoky. I thought the people.
All right.
There's nobody down here.
How long until you're done?
Just a few minutes. Why?
All right.
How much longer for the food?
Like 2 minutes.
2 minutes? It has not been 90 minutes.
Well, I'm just telling you with the timer.
Okay, are you sure? You're sure your eyes aren't playing tricks on you?
No.
Okay.
Cooper's coming.
Huh?
Cooper's coming.
No, Cooper's not coming. Goodbye. So I don't think it's been 90 minutes. Oh, Lord. Where was I with my story? Oh, so I had to climb up on top of, like, so I climbed up on the washer, but we put the lid up, right? Because I was like, I don't know if I want to sit on the glass lid. What if I break it, right? So my husband was standing there looking at it. I was like, oh my gosh, I thought my butt was stuck in the washer. So I get my legs down, hook it back up, and then he pushes it back enough. But I'm like, I don't know if I have enough room, so I'm like putting my foot on the wall, trying to get enough leverage to heave my butt back up onto the washer. Like, this is like a chaotic nightmare just to get this back. I hope nobody had a video, because that would have been really, really embarrassing. Like, really embarrassing. Let me see here. That's probably a good size. You guys, these are just dotting tools. Anybody ever dotted before? Oh, it's a lot of ink, or a lot of black. Hold on. Well, let's see. Do a little eye right there. And we'll do another little eye right there. Oh, perfect. Yeah, so we got it. We got it. So then we were running it to see if it was working. And it was heating up, but then it's like, I'm like, oh gosh, Sean, I think it's not heating up anymore. And then I was like, oh wait. My dryer has like that, it senses, like it'll stop when it senses like the stuff is dry, and there was nothing in there to sense. So I think it was like cooling down. So I was like, oh, I think it's okay. I think it's sensing. I'm gonna move that nose up a little bit. There we go. I think I can just do. I think we'll be okay. All right, gently dip those in there. Takes a steady hand. Just kidding. Nope. That one didn't have as much on it. Let me push this down a little bit and see if I can make it like that. There we go. They're all kind of looking the same now. Oops. I didn't get any on that one. What the heck? What the heck? I got like a little void there. I gotta wipe it off. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't video. I don't think he had his phone on him because he came out. Hold on. Or he probably would. Oh shucks, that one's too big. See how big I got that. Oh, I got too big of. I got a heavy hand on that one. Well, he's got one big. There, I kind of made it look a little better by putting. Does that look good enough for the 5? I could do one more up here. Maybe he would look better with another. Hold on, let's see. Kind of coming up a little bit higher. He's kind of got a little side, you know, a little side mouth, little smirk. Oh, he's cute. He's cute like that. He's got a little smirk going on. A little smirk. So you just take the baby wipe and wipe those off, and you just put those right back in there. So if you're ever dotting, one thing I learned, because I took a class from Lee from the Turquoise Valentine, is you dip every time. You dip every time. Because you'll lose what you have on there. You know, you won't have as much paint on the next time after you do the first one. So unless you want it to be, oh yeah, we should put some cheeks on it, shouldn't we? I do bad when I don't. Maybe I'll have to put a cheek way out here. Because I always put his nose on, and then I like, oh. Drying his little eyes up. We'll get him dried up. All right, let me get. I like to use Crush Coral is a good one when I don't want to use that. Cause my blush is really too light. I gotta get some. I've got some like really gaudy makeup upstairs. I need to bring it down. It's from like we're doing a Halloween party. I think I was. Remember when we did Barbie? We dressed up like Barbie. I dressed like Barbie for a '80s party. I got that really loud makeup. Need to bring it down here. That'd be perfect for, but I do like this color. Then we do the, let's see, let me do this side first. You hear my husband? It's so heavy footed. My house is so squeaky. Squeaky. Squeak, squeak. Maybe a couple of times I put cheeks, mainly I don't. They're kind of cute. I'm trying to decide, should I put it way out here? Let's just put it right here. Oops. That might be a little bit too big of a cheek for him. Let me take that off there. We can always sand his cheek down. If it's too cheeky. And sand it. I feel like my husband's doing laps in our bedroom. What the heck is he doing? Doing laps? Yeah, I'll probably sand it down a little bit so it kind of like fades it out a little bit. But he's cute. Super cute. I might go over here on this side. There, and it fades them out of there. I think I can probably take these off. You'll all have to bring a wig to Christmas Eve dinner. That sounds hilarious. It's hilarious. You have to wear it there. That's so funny. I've seen some really funny things people post. All right, I'm gonna get some greenery for by his scarf because you know he needs a little greenery. Why not? Let's see. Maybe that's a good piece right there. Let's see. That's so funny. I sent one to my family the other day. We there's not enough of us, but there were more. They were like really big families that were doing this, but it was a big family. They all went one by one into their grandma's bedroom, and they put on a shirt of hers. No, you don't get to wear your own. They all go in a box, and you have to choose one blind. That's awesome. So they each would go into Grandma's room, and they would come out with a shirt of Grandma's or something of Grandma's. And Grandma's in the kitchen, right? So they're all standing around, looking pretty obvious, but she's kind of clueless until they're all around her. And she was like, she looks at the one granddaughter. I guess it was a granddaughter. She was like, "Why are you wearing my robe?" And then she looks around, and they're all wearing. Oh, there's my ham. And they're all wearing her clothes. She started laughing. I was like dying laughing. I'm like, I sent it to my family. I was like, we should do this. See how long it takes Mother to realize we're all wearing her clothes. There's not enough of us. There was just, that lady had a lot of family. It was a lot. Maybe like when we were younger and we had all the grandkids were. Blake, the oven is going off. You knew it was going to. Oh Lord, it's hard to get good help around here. It's hard to get good help. All right, there's some greenery in there. That's so cute. That's going to be funny. I hope you take pictures. You got to take pictures of the wig that you have, that you take, and then which one that you end up with. My sander. Blake! What the heck? Oven is literally going off, and he's just like, dur, dur. Oh, my husband, he's something else. You saw one where the adult kids went around the house and wrapped up things that blah. Mother, we could do that for you. Merry Christmas, Mother. Oh, that's funny. All right, I'm going to put a little... I'm going to try anyway. Ooh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that in there. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that in there. That is really tiny. That's really tiny. Let's see. I'm going to use this right here. My red. I heard it.
Going off.
Yeah.
What do I do?
Can you just take it out and put it, look on the thing. Does it say it has to be at any temp? I don't think so. Just sit it on the stove. I'll be up in just a minute. Good Lord, he acts like he's right though. He shouldn't touch it. Just take it out of the oven, sit it on top of the... Wait, they wanted to see, wait. And waited to see how long it took her to figure it out. How long did it take her? That's hilarious. That's so funny. Pulling a prank on old Granny. Oh, shoot. All right, I'm going to twist these up a little bit here. I'll try anyway. I'll get it small enough. small enough paintbrush. Try to twist it up. Are there any Alabama fans on here? I saw Alabama got beat by. Did they play? Who was it? Memphis? I don't even remember. Our fantasy football is coming to an end with our family, which I'm kind of glad. I'm like in 4th place, so I didn't do well this year, really. They opened several before she got on. I saw something the other day where somebody took like a box of something, and then like there was 3 things. There was a box, and then there was something that was straight like this on top of the box, and they took a bottle of like whiskey, and the way they wrapped it made it look like it was a drill. So they were going like they were going to give away this drill, but it was those 3 things. It was so funny. All right, you guys. I don't know if I'm gonna put anything on that right there. I kind of think it's cute. I mean, I could put a little bell. The first gift they probably said, "Oh, I already have that." The second gift they probably. Oh shoot! Oh, sometimes they might forget what they have. Unless it's really like a personal gift. Oh, we can probably do this. Like, wait a minute. That's my gravy boat. I got that 50 years ago as a wedding gift. Oh, shoot. It's the gravy boat. All right. I think I'm just going to press this down here. We're going to be done here in just a second because I got to go take care of my hand because my husband's he's getting hangry. I'm just going to use some hot glue on this. Still gotta make that stupid glaze. I'd rather just not, but apparently I don't have that. Oh shoot. Alright. The nice thing about the wired ribbon is you can scrunch it up because it has the wire in it. This is cute, you guys. It's so stinking cute. Isn't he adorable? Wait, is Dateline new? Is it just starting? All right, I'm gonna have to go up and watch that too. Yes. All right, you guys, I'm gonna end up putting a hanger on it and I'll take a picture of it and post it. But isn't he stinking cute? I just love him. Or if you give him stuff. Right? Right? Oh my goodness, I think he turned out so stinking cute. All right, you guys, I'm gonna hop off here, go upstairs and get my dinner. Thanks for jumping on and joining. I hope you all have a great evening, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.